Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Frances Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up at FrenchieStamps.com. Today I'm going to share with you little tips with the mountain air and how to do the snow peak. I saw a card with the snow peak by, I think her name it's Kim Arlene, and I was so inspired to try the snow peak. So I learned a few different things here. This is one of my favorite one, and this one was in smoky slate. This one it's gray granite. We're going to do again in gray granite. This one turned out lovely too. This one here, I don't like the way it finishes a straight line, so I learned little tips. So let's get started with a piece of shimmer white cardstock that measures 5 1/4 by 4, and all measurement, all color, everything I'm using will be on my blog. Right below you get the direct link. Let me bring a scrappy paper here, and this is the pure foam mat, and I like to use that when I use photopolymer. So I'm going to put that here. We're going to start with the mountain, and the mountain, you get a side that it's like rough, that's the detail, and you get a side that it's smooth. We are using the side that it's rough today. I did another one, and it was a fiasco on Facebook. The reason why, it's because it kept on crashing on me. But I will try to do another one how you can have like the water here and the flowers. That's going to be down the road. So in other words, I will have more with this set. You know me, I love sceneries. So we're going to use gray granite, and we don't want the whole thing, so we need the last 2 peaks we won't really use. You can ink it, don't matter. So I'm inking this with gray granite. We're going to put that about right here. Stamp this, lift it up and move it a bit, and stamp it again. So then I get more peak in the back. So now that we get that done, that's when the magic gonna happen to put the, let me think, the snow. I'm just gonna wipe this with my chamois here and make sure it's dry. So I'm just going to stamp this here a few times. Here we go. Now we're going to bring stays on. And you saw the one that I say I didn't like the line there. It's because I was going side and putting this way a line. So we're just going to tap a little bit, okay? Just tap a little bit. Now you can take your finger and remove some of the Versamark. Now we're going to take this and go from the dark peak first and stamp off just a little bit. What I mean by stamp off a little bit here. Now we're going to stamp this. I move it when I move, but that's okay. Now we're going to take our white embossing powder, and I like to have my peak facing down, so then I can control a little bit more where it goes. We're going to tap this, and then if you see it's too much of straight line, you can take a brush and brush it off. This looks pretty slick. I'm just going to use my finger a few places and tap it. And then we're going to heat emboss this. And then we're going to do the same one for the back. So it don't take long. It's going to turn here. Et voila. That's where I move it a little bit more here, but that's okay. Now we're going to do the same thing. So, excuse me. I'm going to take my Versamark and just tap the peak. Only the peak. Now I'm going to take this and go right at the shadow that we did there. And then we're going to emboss this again. So that gives more dip in the mountain. Now you're going to say, don't look much. When we're going to do the sponging, you're going to see, oh, I got a line there. I don't want that. Here we go. Now when we're going to sponge, you're going to see this coming to life. See, now I don't have that straight line. Now we're going to take smoky slate. Let me wipe this here. Well, here we go. Let's remove this. And I'm going to take just a little bit of smoky slate. Okay, I'm going to use this corner. And we're going to sponge our mountain just a little bit, but we're going to add blue. So I'm just going to add a little bit of smoky slate. And then a little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to start with the sunrise. I'm using So Saffron, and I'm just going to squiggle a little bit. I need a little bit more ink. So I'm going to pull my ink here. And that, you can, test, your sponging a little bit. I like to start on my scrappy paper. Here we go. I'm just going in circle motion right here. Now we're going to take balmy blue to do the sky. I try different color and I come back with the balmy blue. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to start on the side there, going all at the top. And you try not to mix too much of the yellow with the blue, because yellow and blue become green. Okay, now I want it very darker, on the edge. Okay, now we're gonna just do a nice smooth sky here. And then when here I'm gonna go around. So see, I'm going, and the blue on the mountain, it's okay, it's like the glacier, so I'm just going around here. Here we go. Now I'm going to take very light of the blue, and you saw how much this come to life, right? I'm just going to add a little bit of the blue in my mountains for, like, I don't know if it's the ice or it's just add more definition to the mountains. Et voila. See how this came to life? I think you can see that, and it's more smooth going down. Just gonna add a little bit more at the top here. And then we're gonna go ahead and start our building. What I am not using, we get the tree line. I am not using that. I use that on another card. I will bring it up back. This, I don't want that much tree in the tree line. I want more at the bottom. So what I am doing is I'm using the two trees. I don't want that there. And the single tree. And what I done with the single tree, it's, let's wipe this here. And we're going to use just the tip of the tree. Now let me bring back my foam. Slide this under here. I like to have a foam when I stamp with photopolymer. I'm just doing the tip. See, just the tip of the trees. I'm going to put one there, because I don't want too tall in the back. Another one there. I'm going to put one right there. Okay, now let me wipe this a bit. Even a little bit smaller. There. Okay, I got a cluster of 3 too, and you know what? I'm going to put another single one there. Okay, so now don't worry about those lines. Now that we get that, I'm going to use crumb cake and put a little bit of dirt. Let's put it that way. So let me reach for more crumb cake here. I always go on my scrappy paper first when I get ink, so then I don't have the blob. Okay, so now I get a little bit of the dirt. I'm going to add just a little bit of green pasture. I mean, very little. So let me close this so I don't mix my ink. And I'm adding old olive. It's old olive that I'm using for the whole green, okay? Because I didn't want very grassy, but here we go. So now we get a bit of that earth color with the grass. Now that we get that done, we're going to start building the trees. So I'm using the 2. At the bottom, it's going to be darker. So I'm going full strength. And if you see some of them on mine are very more darker, it's because I had just ring my ink pad, okay? Having a little mess here. Here's my scrappy towel. Okay, now I'm going to come over here. And right here. Okay, that's a little bit more. Another one here. So that's going to be done for the devil for now. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to come back. Now I'm using the single one. And I'm going to stamp like we're looking through the wood here. Okay, that's about, maybe one more here. Here we go. So I just get a little place for my lake or my little pond, whatever. Now we're going to peel to the full illusion that it's going deeper. So then I'm going to stamp off, put it there. Do another one, stamp off, put there. See now, as lighter that it go, it look like it's going much deeper. Off, off. See, I get more trees, and I'm going to put off and right at the top there. And here I'm going to do the same thing, stamp off, here, stamp off, and here. Then I'm going to add maybe, here we go. So now we get a big forest. Now we're going to do the water. The water I'm using, this is in the 3 lines. So you get the full, you know, like for the shadow, and then you get the little lines. What I done, I got hinky fingers, right? I use Pacific Point and did the lines here. And what we're going to do, I'm not using a clear block. I'm using my finger to stamp. So what I mean, see, I'm going to take this, put that there. I get a bit of line of the water. There. There. So I get the control of where I'm going. And there. You know what? We're going to bring the water a little bit higher there. Here we go. And more there. So now what we're going to do, I use the 2 blue for this. So let me bring the Pacific here because I already get some. Well, first let's bring the sky a little bit more lower here. So I got my blue here. Just want to add a little bit more of the sky here. Here we go. Okay, now let me bring a bit of Pacific Blue. It's Pacific Point. And then we're going to go right here, right on top of the trees. Here. So you see through the trees, the water. Now we got this. The only thing I'm not a fan with, I got a tree that it's in the water, and I don't have no cypress tree here. So I'm going to take my crumb cake or green, and I'm just going to go sideways below to do a definition. So what I mean by that, I'm going to take the side of my sponge, and I'm going to go right here. Here we go. So now it's just the water going there, and then you get your definition. Now at the bottom you can add brown or you can add green for the grass, whatever you want. So the ground, it's finished. Here we go. So now you have it. So you get, it's not a straight line in my snow like this one. I feel it was a very straight line. See the difference? Here it's just a little bit of snow, so it's later in the spring. Here, this was a smoky slate, so you don't see a lot of the definition of the mountain. And here is more. So that is it on how to do the snow peak with the mountain here. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. And again, right below you get the direct link for all the supplies. You can shop 24/7, and also I will have all the color listed and supply. Bye-bye for now.